welcome to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy's podcast, Holistic Transformation. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly, and today I thought I would talk to you about the deep spiritual connection between Gaia, the living earth, our Mother Earth, and our personal collective transformation. So we can, the day is celebrated. So if you're watching this on the 21st, when I publish it, it's celebrated in the US on the 22nd. Most countries celebrate it on the 22nd, but some base it on the moon, which is probably more appropriate. But in numerology, when I look at today, it's a 4. April is 4 and 22 is 4. So it's an 8-day and a 9-year, which means it's a powerful day. So that's tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Monday, it's Tuesday. And that kicks off a pretty powerful week because most people celebrate it all week long. So it's a very powerful time this year to think about the earth. And while some people have promoted in the past doing things to save the earth, which actually, I'm not going to go too deep into it so I don't get a hit, but which actually wasn't helping the earth. So what can we do to help preserve our earth, and how does the earth impact us? So the Greek word, I have where is it? The Greek word Gaia, it's also spelled G-E-I-E or G-A-I-E in ancient Greek. It means land or earth. But of course, when we look at it here, we think of it as our Mother Earth. And then we have Father Sun. So our sun nourishes the earth, and so it's like the yin and the yang, the yin being the earth, the function, the energy comes from the sun. Without the sun, of course, nothing grows. Well, green things don't grow. If you go deep enough in the ocean where there's no light, there are things down there growing, but they're not based on carbon. So I have to correct that statement, but you get the idea. It's the yin and the yang of those of us who live above the earth on the land, and for some of the creatures at the higher levels of the oceans. And it's very important because we're part of a collective. It's not just humanity, but all the plants and all the animals. We exist together as a unit. And the energy has been shifting. Our sun went from a gold color, a yellow sun, to a bright white sun. So those of you who are young may not have noticed that or experienced it, but those of us who've been around a while and were sun gazing and enjoyed that yellow, calmer sun versus the more intense sun we have now, this is not due to humanity or whatever we've done on the earth. This is our solar system and telling our sun to change, and our sun is changing, telling the earth to change. And as all of those changes, frequencies, everything is frequency based, as those frequencies change, we as humans collectively change, as do the animals and the plants that we rely on. So everything is going through a transformation. Our galaxy, our solar system, our sun, our earth, and the other planets in the solar system. So we are experiencing those changes, those transformations. And at least for the past 5 years, it's been pretty intense. For most people, I think they became aware of it in the late 1800s. And they thought it was going to happen when it went from 1899 to 1900. And then we went through the 1900s, and then in the 90s, it got very intense again. Oh, it's going to happen in 2000. No, it didn't. Oh, it's going to happen in 2012. No, it didn't. And some people I listened to said 2021, and I said, no, not 2021. But they were close because we had a massive intensive change in 2020 through 2021. And things from those changes are starting to settle down, but we're still in a massive transformation, and it's been getting more intense in 2025. I think it started actually last November when Pluto went into Aquarius. And then all these planets are changing. Neptune is now 0 degrees of Aries, fire sign. We've got stelliums now up in a cardinal sign. Aries is cardinal sign. So if you're a cardinal sign rising or sun sign, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, you'll be affected, especially early degrees of those signs. So we're all going through it though, because you've heard the phrase 6 degrees of separation. So if you know someone and they know someone and they know someone, you go back 6 people, eventually you can cover everyone on Earth. So we're all connected. We rely on plants and animals of Earth. They rely on us. And as we go through this transformation, it creates a lot of energy that it depends on how you feel about change. For some people, change is frightening. They're afraid. They don't know what to do. Some people think, oh, I really look forward to the change. And some people say, well, I'll just be in the moment and I won't worry about the past or the future. I'll just enjoy whatever I have now. And I suggest that latter one is the best way to be. Don't be in fear, because if something bad like the Earth poles are going to shift, there's people saying, oh, we're going to have a polar shift or whatever. There's nothing you can do about it. So don't worry about it. If you are apprehensive, again, you manifest what you fear. So just be in the moment. And if you have some goals you want to accomplish, sure, dream about those, plan those, journal them, but still be in the moment. So what else can we think about today? We talked about the numerology. What is our responsibility when it comes to the Earth? And that, I think, is important. A lot of people say, oh, we should have electric cars. Well, they use lithium batteries. Lithium batteries are very toxic. They explode, they catch on fire. The people who are harvesting the lithium get cancer. If you live near lithium plants, you get cancer. I don't believe that is the answer. In the 1800s, they invented hydrogen cars. Hydrogen runs on heavy water, and the output is regular water, H2O, regular water. What's wrong with a car like that? I think that those are coming, and those would be much better for everyone. My understanding is the technology for anti-gravity, which was hidden from us, but the Germans knew about it back in the 40s. So a lot of the things that people see coming out of the ocean, you know what they are. Those are anti-gravity. And they were calling them drones, but some are and some aren't. So there's a lot that's going to be exposed this year as we move into newer energies in Aquarius with Pluto there. People aren't going to be able to hide things from us anymore. So as we move through these changes, we need to think about the Earth and our role on the Earth, and how we can take care of the Earth. One way is recycling. Just make sure that what you recycle is actually being recycled. Where I live, they collect paper, but they don't collect the bottles. So I reuse the bottles. I put them through the dishwasher, I clean the lids, and I put stuff in them. I reuse them. So what can you do to help save the Earth? Of course, not littering. There's so much trash in the oceans. I do use My water bottle has a plastic lid and a plastic straw, and I reuse it. So what can you do to help save Mother Earth and help her with the transition and help the animals and the plants? We're all different. We live in different parts of the world. So I leave that answer to you to figure out for what you can do in your place. But part of that is our own personal transformations that we're all going through right now. And that's what I like to teach about. I have a class coming up in May 17th and 18th, I think it is. I think it's 17th. Yeah, 17th and 18th. And right now there's a $50 discount if you register before May 1st. And if you go to dancingbearholistictransformation.com, you will find all the information about it's a series of 3 classes, May, June, and July. And it's how to transform yourself, become responsible for your own health, and become holistic in how you work with yourself and your own transformation. So if you need more information on that, you can contact me. So that's what I had to say today. Oh, I do have a quote on the earth. It's from, I'll probably butcher this name. It's Sant Rajendra Singh J. Maharaj. Sant, and then Rajendra, Rajinder, then Singh, Singh, and then Ji, and then Maharaj, Maharaj. So assume that's a man. So taking care of the earth means that we do not only think of ourselves, but we expand our mind, hearts, and souls to consider our planet and all the forms of life that inhabit it. We can do so by opening our hearts in a spirit of humanity, compassion, humility, selflessness, and gratitude. I thought that was a very nice way to express it. So one of the things you can do daily, which is important, is to ground yourself. I have a grounding mat because I spend a lot of time making slides and things indoors, but I'm about to get up and go outdoors and work in the backyard. So doing gardening work, walking, taking nice walks, those are great things to do. And it helps to ground you, especially if you can go barefoot on grass. We don't go barefoot in Arizona. It's too hot. We have gravel instead of grass, and it's hot. Although today is a bit cold. It got warm and then cold and then warm and then cold and then warm. And then it's like the 3rd time we're on cold. That's why I have a jacket on. But it'll be warm when I get outside because the sun is intense, even when the temperature is cold. So that's what I'll do today for grounding. So what will you be doing to ground? How will you be in nature? And at least one day this week, try and spend some time outside in nature. It's also suggested you spend at least 15 minutes a day in nature, especially in the winter time, to get a little bit of vitamin D from the sun. In the summer, you may want to spend a little bit of extra time, maybe up to 30 minutes, so that you build up, because vitamin D is stored in the body. It's an oil-based vitamin, so you store it. So if you bulk up in the summer when it's really warm and lots of sunlight, then it'll carry you through the winter. If you live in an area that doesn't get a lot of sunlight. I live in an area where we get maybe a ½ inch of rain a month. The rest of the time it's sunny days. So we might get 2 days of rain 1 month, and then we don't get any rain for 4 months. So that's an average. So that's just where I live. But if you live where it's overcast a lot, rains a lot, then you need to work on more of that sunlight, and especially work on grounding. You can have plants in your house. That I find that also helps. I talk to my plants and I like to rub them, touch them, and connect to them physically, because that also will ground you even on a rainy day. And that's very important to remember. So how can you protect the earth? How can you connect to earth, connect to animals? I have my little dogs. Oh, he's asleep. Well, he was running around earlier. He's taking a nap now. So he'll come with me outside and we'll play a bit and work in the yard. So think about what you will do and how your life will transform, because the challenges we've been through are going to ease up. May is supposed to be a much better month. And then by June, all of those big outer planets will have transitioned, excuse me, will have transitioned into new positions, into new signs, including Saturn. And that's going to be a big change. So the rest of this year should be much smoother. The world's not going to end, so don't live in fear. April has been challenging, but it's, by the time you watch this, it's at least the 21st. So it's more than half over. And the rest of this month should be pretty good. So look forward to great times and changes that are positive to help humanity and to help the earth and help yourself. Be kind to yourself, use self-care, ground, and if you have some spirit beings you like to talk to them, because I get very positive messages every day. So ignore these naysayers out there that saying it's the end of the world and just promoting fear. It's going to be great. Okay. So thank you for joining us. And if you could be wonderful and help us out, like, subscribe. And if you know someone who could benefit from my messages, please share it with them. I would really appreciate it. So thank you for joining us. Have a great Earth Day week. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.